We live?
Yeah.
So what's going on? You got Marquise back with another video. I'm assuming you know who I am by now if you made it this far. So the next video, when it comes to team culture and creating momentum, this is not even really necessarily in a specific order, but the reason why I labeled this specific video Conversation 101, because this is very important. You know how in one of the previous videos, I was talking about the wordplay that you got to have as far as, starting the conversation friendly, finding an entry point to launch your business and, just telling a story, et cetera, et cetera. Now, it's a similar ball game once you are building your organization or when you're talking to your downline or your crossline or even your mentor. So this is important for a lot of reasons. One, the personal relationships that you have in this business are extremely important. Why are the personal relationships important? Because now, you ever heard somebody tell you that strangers are going to do business with you before your closest friends? Well, fun fact, the strangers are going to be your closest friends. And the people who will turn their business partners into closest friends, these are the people who live their best life. They have the most entertaining lives. They go the furthest. When it comes to the outside looking in, you just look like you living a great life. That's just how people look at it. But when it comes to, this is the problem with this video. Because when it comes to personal relationships, what, nigga? The personal relationship is so important because when you have a personal relationship with your mentor or your downline or your crossline, it's a lot easier to get people to submit to exactly what's going on. Whether you're doing a Zoom call, whether that's a trainer, whether that's a three-way, whether that's you want them to go to an event, it doesn't matter. That is critically important. Now, how do you make this? You got to learn how to connect all of these, right? You got personal relationships, you got dream building, and you got relatability. Now, when you're talking to, let's just say that I'm on the phone talking to one of my downlines, or I'm talking to somebody that I did business with, one of my favorite questions I like to ask people, I say, when it's all said and done, what state do you want to live in? Do you like houses or do you like high rises? When people are like, I prefer to have a house over a high rise because mortgage is just so much cheaper. You know what I'm saying? I like to ask those questions just because now you about to paint a picture, you about to get to know who they are. Now, if somebody wants this big house, you want a dog too? Do you want a family? What's your dream car? You know what I'm saying? You got this big house, what's in the driveway? How many whips do you have? Do you ride motorcycles? How many motorcycles do you have? So these type of questions, now you pretty much just building the image of somebody's future. Well, they're doing it for you. You just making them say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? And now when you develop in a personal relationship and you start your dream build, now you got to figure out where y'all are relatable. The best relationships are the ones who relate in a lot of aspects. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people find a partner, the people who feel like they was meant for each other are the ones who have a lot in common. People get excited when they have a lot in common with somebody if you didn't know. So when it comes to just developing a culture and the momentum of your organization, when you master just this part, Conversation 101, it's a lot of ways you can freestyle it, but when you learn how to get somebody on the same page as you, it's going to be so easy to just, you know what I'm saying? Not to say it like that, but it's going to be so easy to just get everybody to fall in line for a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? And when you got the more people that are on the same page, the more people that you have on the same page, the more dangerous your organization is going to be, because this is how you create an explosive momentum. So when you come relatable, people start to like you. People want to be on your trainers more. People are excited for what you're going to say. This is why when I go on stages or on my social medias, I'm so transparent about everything that I talk about. I talked about how, I'm gonna even say it in this video. When I went to jail, I had a DUI. My life is not perfect. I've talked about losing investments. I've talked about how I went broke. I've talked about how I got back rich. If I'm having a conversation with somebody and they telling me how their rent is due, I might share a story about how my rent was due at a time and what I did about it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to always try to be Mr. Goody two shoes and too perfect. You want to learn how to relate so people can have fun building with you and they can know that it's possible. I hate when people want to act like they got everything all together, because in the reality, you just kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because you kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You paint this picture that's kind of unrealistic. Everybody go through things, and the more relatable you are about what you deal with, the better the personal relationship is going to be with people that you are working with, whether it's a downline, a crossline, or a mentor. So once you master Conversation 101, this is how, and I'm going to say this last piece right here. When you master that, this is how it doesn't matter what you do, what events you're going to, what Zoom call, what state, what country. A lot of people are going to follow suit because they like you as a person. You know what I'm saying? Now you are titled or labeled as, a more genuine individual, and people like that. So I hope you got some value out of this video. I'm going to see you in the next one.